Hello, I'm John Perry, and I'm joined by Representative Hank Vaupel. Representative, we've spoken in the past about the CARES task force that you co-chaired in 2017. That task force made a lot of recommendations early in 2018. Legislatively, what's been going on with some of the findings of the task force?
Well, we've actually been very active. The task force, we finished our report on January 17th, which was not that long ago, and we came up with 42 recommendations. The mental health, corrections, substance abuse is a big issue, and we came up with 42 recommendations. So far, we've actually passed 11 bills dealing with the task force recommendations out of the House, and they're on their way to the Senate. Some of them are in the Senate right now. And we've had 23 pieces of legislation drafted that are now in the House in committee somewhere. So that's a big number, and we're still working on the rest of them. So within a 2-month period, we've accomplished essentially almost 50% of the recommendations. So I've been asked frequently, is this just another study that's going to sit there? And yes, we have some recommendations. Well, it's not going to just sit there. We've been actively working. We worked hard at getting it done. Our policy staff has been just incredible in working this, but we have things like we've directed the Department of Education to develop a continuing education course for teachers so that they can use that for their continuing education. It's optional to be able to detect people who are having issues in school and to identify early and go forward. Substance abuse is a big issue with mental health, and we've actually passed legislation to take some of the liquor tax and earmark it for substance abuse, earmark it for mental health and substance abuse. So we were actually working at the things. In corrections, we've worked at some of the sentencing guidelines for people that have mental health issues. We're working at getting people evaluated much quicker so that they don't sit in a county jail for a long period of time. So we've actually passed 11 pieces of legislation, and there are 23 out there. The big thing, though, is what we need to do. One thing that we've really identified is we can pass a lot of legislation without community involvement, without everybody's involvement. The legislation is only as good as how we utilize it, and I think most communities are realizing this is a community issue. It's not just a one-thing issue. I've talked to law enforcement so often, and they've said, we can't arrest our way out of this situation. We need to do some prevention. And I know from the task force looking at it, we can't spend our way out of it either. We have to work together, and I'm very optimistic that we will.
Representative Hank Vaupel, thank you very much.
Thank you, John.